Referee scored about a technical draw.
What a fight there between Ghanaian boxer and Nigerian boxer. The Nigerian boxer beating the Ghanaian boxer there, but still, it was declared technical draw. What a fight. Welcome you on the show. Weekend Sport on Trust TV, Adeniyi Ajisafe. You saw that particular bout there. In fact, if you are not a technical boxing know-how person, you should be able to say that Nigeria guy actually won, the one in white shirt there. Well, that's boxing anyway. The fight took place in Ghana. The rivalry between Nigeria and Ghana will never end. Well, just to take you in that particular lane, boxing there. Right now, let's talk about chess. In Nigeria, his name is Tunde Onokoya. And right now has broken the record, World Guinness record of the longest time playing chess and non-stop chess, where he has not lost a game for 58 hours, set over there in New York, Times Square precisely. And he says he wants to make sure he gets to 60 hours. And we just have to look at it. Nigeria chess master Tunde Onokoya has set a new Guinness World Record for the longest marathon chess game. Tunde achieved defeat in the early hours of Saturday after surpassing the 56-hour mark set by Norwegian Halivard Hogg and Feckenstad, two Norwegians who set the record on November 11, 2018 with 56 hours, 37 seconds. Well, the new record holder stated that the chess marathon served as a platform to raise funds and awareness for providing educational opportunities to underprivileged children across Africa, a cause championed by Tunde Onokoya's foundation called Chess in Slums Africa. Congrats to Tunde Onokoya for being able to do this, playing chess for 58 hours non-stop and winning all the games he plays to raise funds for the underprivileged children across Africa who really he has been training to go into chess and also go to school. Good one there. We need to celebrate him for what he has done. It's not easy, and it's the first time over there in the USA at the New York Times Square where he actually took those games. Congrats to him. Congrats to Nigeria. We can see our flag also being part of the one hosted there. Congrats to Nigeria for this particular record right now. Well, we talk about Tunde Onokoya for what he has done. A lot of children across Africa who are underprivileged, who are not given the chance to go to school right now, the fund generated from this will be put into use for them to be able to go back to school and also take chess as their own sport. Congrats to Tunde there and the entire team for being able to put up this Nigeria always representing anywhere they find themselves. We just have to quickly give you that particular story there. Right now, we come back and talk about the review of the week. UEFA Champions League games were played during the week, and we have semi-finalists coming up in UEFA Champions League. And we quickly look at the fact that UEFA Champions League review, where semi-finalists have actually emerged. Real Madrid, they showed the reason why they are the topmost team when it comes to this particular competition. They defeated Manchester City via penalty shootout. They'll be facing Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund, and PSG also be fighting it as they were able to also qualify for this particular semi-final there. For the Europa Conference League, we have teams that also qualify and also in the Conference League. Let's look at the Europa Conference League teams right now, the semi-finalists. We have Fiorentina, Club Brugge, Aston Villa, Olympiacos. That's for Europa Conference League anyway. Let's look at the Europa League itself, where teams also qualify. Roma will be facing Bayer Leverkusen, and we know that the fear of Bayer Leverkusen is the beginning of wisdom right now. They just won the Bundesliga, and they'll be facing Roma, who dislodged AC Milan. Olympic Marseille against Atalanta. Well, Nigerians are here. We have Boniface, we have Ademola Lookman in Atalanta, we have Nathan Teller, who's also with Boniface in Bayer Leverkusen. Join us to talk sport this hour. We have Joseph Peter joining us from Lagos. Joseph, Champions League for the week. I know your team is out. What happened to the Elephant?
Good morning, sir. How is Abuja?
Abuja is fine. Good to have you.
All right, good to have you, sir. I would like to go back a bit and just to rewind us a bit to the boxing game that happened between Nigeria and the Ghanaians. I cannot stand something like this. If I were the boxer, I'll beat up everybody after such kind of result is announced. I will make sure that the referee that announced or the official announcement result will get a punch for it. That's
What a
really,
way.
really, that's anyway. Speaking about the Champions League and Arsenal, you wanted me to talk about my club being edged out of the Champions League. It's not surprising. I am not disappointed in any way after being away from the competition for such a long time. Coming back into the competition, of course, I know that we are not going to win it. It doesn't just happen like that. It takes learning, and I believe that they have learned. I believe what happened was that they switched off. They switched off. You can't play in the Champions League and switch off for a minute. And that's what happened to them. Switch off, and the inexperience of Saka, who could have gotten a goal for us at home, combined with a lot of maybe different kinds of situations. That's why Bayern Munich knocked Arsenal out. But even if you want to compare the Bayern Munich team with the Arsenal team, you will see that one-on-one, form aside, Bayern Munich are far, far better. So I'm not disappointed. I believe that this is the learning curve. Next year Champions League, I don't believe Arsenal will be edged out in the quarterfinal. I'm sure that Arsenal, as they are now, are just maybe an experienced striker, maybe a super sub or striker away from contending with the 2 points. So they are on the good learning curve. I believe they will do better. They have shown it before. They were not at this stage before. Now they can build on it. So completely not disappointed.
Now, during the week when the Champions League was actually played, which team impressed you the most among all the teams that actually made it through?
I mean, you have no choice but to go for Real Madrid. The way they did it, the way they know how to do it, it's just so impeccable. I mean, against the best football club in the whole world, right? I win Manchester City, knocking them out, heading them out at their home in Etihad, getting a goal, and even though the game went on to penalties, and Lunin, who would have thought is less experienced than the goalkeeper of Man City, being Eder, still, was able to stop the penalty kick of Luka Modric. I mean, of Bernardo Silva. I mean, that's so Real Madrid. That's what I believe. They just know how to do everything, how to make everything work for them in the Champions League. They just know how to do it. Can't just stop them. And I think they are the favorite right now. You can't help but think they are the favorite right now.
Okay, well, even though a lot of people are tipping them, anything can actually happen in the world of football. Talking about Real Madrid against Manchester City there, they were able to make it cut via penalty shootout there. We're talking about the UEFA Champions League review for this week that was played. A lot of games played there, but for those teams that actually qualify, PSG too, Mbappe is really leading them to see how they can do it. Do you think they can dislodge Borussia Dortmund?
Yeah, I absolutely believe they can, even though it's still going to be an open game, considering the fact that two teams met in the qualifying stage, in the group stage of the Champions League. It's still going to be open. We all know PSG are not all that defensive as much. We also know that Borussia Dortmund always concede a lot of goals. But maybe the stardom of Kylian Mbappe would pay off that day. Because why I'm not so sure is if you look back at the game between Barcelona and PSG at Paris, I mean, he had a blind eye. He was completely absent, only to show off in the home running leg because of maybe the red card that Araujo got. I don't know, but I really do not want to side PSG against Borussia Dortmund and say for sure PSG are going to be in the final of the Champions League. I'd just like to express that thing. I believe it's going to be entertaining, considering the way the two teams play, and I believe there's going to be a lot of goals. But then, these are the kind of games they expect the figures like Kylian Mbappe to come out and really prove to the world what they have done and what they can do. Probably he's going to do it, I don't know, but I just want to enjoy it.
Okay, we've been trying concerning UEFA Champions League review there for what happened during the week, just to take you through there. But right now, we leave football as we cross over to basketball, talking about the NBA. Well, the playing is over, but at least all the teams are complete right now. 8 teams that will be playing in the Western and also Eastern conferences. Right now, let's quickly take looking at what happened earlier today. Well, for Miami Heat, they defeated Chicago Bulls by 112 to 91, where Vucevic actually scored 16 points, 14 rebounds, and you have Hero actually scoring 24 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists for Miami Heat, and they were able to win it. And right now they're facing Boston Celtic in their own Eastern Conference playoffs. In the Western Conference, Sacramento Kings, they lost against New Orleans Pelicans to 105 to 98 in that particular game, where you have Sabonis scoring 23 points, and Valucina is actually doing so well, scoring 19 points, 12 rebounds in that particular encounter. Let's look at the teams that have made it in the NBA playoff, Eastern and Western Conferences. Right now, quickly, we look at NBA playoffs now. For the Eastern Conference team, you have Celtic, actually made it first. They'll be facing Miami Heat, standing 8th there. They just qualified. And you have New York Knicks against 76ers there, Philadelphia 76ers, Milwaukee Bucks facing Indiana Pacers, and Cavaliers, Cleveland Cavaliers against Orlando Magic. Those are the teams that made it to the Eastern Conference playoffs for 2024. Let's look at the Western Conference, where it will be happening too. You have Oklahoma City Thunder against Pelicans there, New Orleans Pelicans, making the last team to make it to qualify for the playoffs from the play-in. Denver Nuggets of Colorado against Los Angeles Lakers. Well, let's see what happens in this game. A big one there. Timberwolves be facing Phoenix Suns, while Dallas Mavericks actually be facing Clippers, LA Clippers. There are a tough one coming up in the NBA playoff that will be starting on Sunday, and that's a big one there. Well, to let you have a feel of what happened between the two teams that were able to make it, not forget the New Orleans Pelicans, and you have to give it up to Miami Heat. Let's have these particular clips.
Play-in game between Chicago and Miami. The winner advancing to face the Celtics in the first round of the playoffs. Tyler Hero and company would need to step up with no Jimmy Butler in the lineup. Kick out. The rookie, Jaime Jaquez Jr. buries the corner three. More from the Heat. Tyler Hero drives. The runner, good. And then Hero sharing the rock up top to Haywood Highsmith.
To guard the Knicks back in the 90s there. Valanciunas, 3, 4, 5 dribbles. You can't leave Sabonis on an island.
A big one there in that particular encounter. Well, for Miami Heat, they did it, and also for the man of the moment, Valanciunas, actually helping his team, and they were able to also make it. New York Knicks getting to represent themselves there. Well, we just roll out the playoff coming up. Eastern Conference, Western Conference, fantastic performance coming from all those teams, and we can't wait to see who will be able to top these conferences. Well, big one there in the playoffs. Well, a lot of NBA lovers, I can't wait to see how this year's one will actually runs out. Just to give you a clip concerning that in that encounter. Right now, we move to another segment that has to do with facts, history, and figures in the world of sport. Did you know segment? Some figures there for you, always taking you back to think to remind you of those things you think you know. You just have to learn about it. Well, for Don Carlo Ancelotti, a man of the moment right now. Well, let's see what will be happening concerning the Champions League, because a lot of people are already tipping that club. That's a record there, always at the end to get Guardiola out. Well, from that particular Did You Know segment, let's come back home and talk about MPFL. This time around we talk about football, and the MPFL match day 31 is coming up this weekend, before they'll be going on break. And the big one is the fact that all the teams are really hunting themselves to see how they can stay up in the first 10. Well, let's look at the fixtures for the MPFL this weekend before we talk about it with Joseph Peters. All these matches coming up in match 31 of Nigerian Premier Football League. Niger Tornadoes will be facing Doma United in Kaduna. Lobby Stars will be at least slugging out against Bende Insurance in Lafia. Katsina United against Sporting Lagos. They have a new coach now in the person of Abdullahi Bifo. Let's see what he can do within the 8 matches left for him to save that team. Gombe United against Kano Pillars. A big one there at Sanabasha Stadium. Abia Warriors, Bayelsa United. Kwara United in Ilorin against Aqua United. Sunshine South of Akure will be out against Eyimba. Enugu Rangers, Table Toppers, away to Rivers United in the battle of the Arrow teams, who stay stopped there for Remo Stars down to Plateau State, where they'll be facing Plateau United in their own match 31 fixtures there. Well, a big one coming up this weekend. We just have to quickly look at these matches. Joseph, you look at all the games set up for this weekend. Bende Insurance, Lobby Stars, Sporting, Katsina, Kano Pillars, Gombe United, Rivers United, Enugu Rangers. Where do you stand?
Yeah, specifically, I'll go to this Rivers United against Rangers United. It's going to be a top table decider in the sense that Enugu Rangers are doing good, leading the sport for now. But one thing I like about the NPFL this season is the fact that there's no stable top of the table leader. It keeps on changing from Remo to Eyimba. Lobby Stars had their time. Rangers are having their time. So you never can tell who is going to win the league for sure. It's not like previous season when you have the tabletopper, in top in the league and came by running away with it with a lot of points and all that. This season there's proper competition. That's what is amazing about this football season. However, speaking about that match, I hope Rangers United can be able to keep themselves in leadership of the NPSL. Maybe a point away at Rivers. It's not really exactly rosy with Rivers United at this time. That may be expected, but it's not so easy for you to just go to Rivers home and pick a point. If Rangers United are able to do that, I really commend it.
And now, talking about Kano Pillars, they've been given 3-match ultimatum to make sure they turn things around, because the Kano State government are not too happy with the performance of that team, and they right now expect them to turn things around. Kano Pillars, with none of the foremost clubs in Nigeria, and as it is, they'll be playing at home against Gombe United. We know that Gombe, they've not been at their best this season. In fact, they are down the log table. From the way it is, Kano Pillars should just have, this is one of the ultimatum that will be easy for them to quickly add to their sparks.
Well, I may completely disagree with you on this. The reason why I disagree is the expectation that is placed on Kano Pillars this season is actually not with. They're off the back of return from the lower league. So they should be given time to learn, to rebuild, come back to the top spot where we know they are. Another thing is the fact that they are playing against Gombe United. Anytime Kano Pillars is playing against Gombe United, most of the time, it used to be a difficulty. Not minding or not considering what the current form of Gombe United is. This game is very, very tricky. I know that Kano Pillars are better than Gombe United, and I know that everything is down when it comes to Gombe United. right now. But it's not really about that when it comes to this match. This is one of the matches I've witnessed personally, and I've seen results turn out to be not the way we expected it. Most times here, you could argue that the Kano Pillars actually do win, but it's a slim win. And right now, it's not as if Pillars are not that Pillars that we used to know. So it's very, very possible that this result does not go for them also, which makes it a bad timing for one to be given a deadline of some sort. So I really hope that they can do it anyway. That Kano and everybody expect them to win, but it's not just too simple like that game of football. So United are completely not, getting their right now. It doesn't matter. As long as this match is done, like I said, it doesn't really matter.
Okay, well, let's keep our fingers crossed to see what happens between all these teams that are playing. But it's a battle to be won between all the top teams, 1 to 4, the likes of Remo Stars, Rangers, not forgetting Platoon, and all fighting for honors. Eyimba is also there. They're all looking at can they do it? Can they get to the top? Because, like Joseph said, this season has been a season of roller coaster for almost all the teams. No one has been so sure that they're going to win the league. Even Rangers that are topping right now, they have to be very, very careful because anything can happen. We've seen so many teams topping the table, and right now they are no longer there. Anything can really happen in the Premier League, MPFL rather. Now we cross over. Let's look at the FA Cup. Although we know it's El-Classico weekend, we'll be opening phone line later, but quickly let's run through some fixtures in the FA Cup. Semi-final fixtures will be coming up this weekend. Today, Manchester City against Chelsea, Coventry City against Manchester United on Sunday. Well, Joe, City versus Chelsea for semi-final FA Cup.
Yeah, everybody will be giving it up for Man City to beat Chelsea. But I'm not one of those. I'm not one of those. We all know Guardiola is good. Man City are the best team in the world, even though they're out of Champions League on penalties. And they were edged out by what the best team in the history of Champions League have ever seen. Not minding all that, I think Chelsea can actually do something in this game. My first reason being the fact that it is the FA Cup. Always filled up with upset. Man City are tired. They played 120 minutes just a couple of days ago. Yeah, you would expect that it's Man City, that would not come into play. They will just push Chelsea to the wall and maybe score a couple of goals. But I don't think it's really going to be easy. I think actually that seeing the kind of run Cole Palmer is for Chelsea, they can actually get an early goal and maybe try to stop Man City or get the game into the extra time. After that, I do not know entirely what will happen, but I believe that Chelsea can drag this game to extra time, at least, to give themselves a chance at the end.
Okay, let's see what Chelsea will be doing against Manchester City. Like you said, maybe they can just turn things around for Coventry City. They remain a giant killer. Can they kill Manchester United giant? Wait for them to answer with their foot there. Well, that's football for you. Okay, right now, let's go to the Premier League. Fixtures for this weekend. Matches coming up quickly. So the fixtures for this weekend, Liverpool, West Ham, all of them are battle ready. Even Arsenal against Wolves there. Well, those matches will be coming up, and we know that the top three teams, Manchester City, Arsenal, and Liverpool, are all trying to see how they can outsmart themselves. We look at the Premier League's top three last fixtures for each of the three teams. We start with Manchester City. Man City will be facing Brighton in an away game, Nottingham Forest, Wolverhampton Wanderers, Fulham in an away game. They play at home against West Ham and also go to Spurs in an away game. Tough one there. They are standing first with 73 points. Joseph, look at the games they are going to be playing. They face Brighton, Nottingham Forest, Wolves, Fulham, West Ham, and Spurs. These teams, the performance of these teams against them will actually can make them to top this particular table. Look at it.
I am looking at it very well, and I am not exactly confident aside the game against Spurs, the last game for Man City. Historically, Spurs have not given it made it easy for Man City ever. So that's the only game I'm concerned about, and hopefully Man City gets to drop points on that day. Aside that, I think they can go on a roller coaster of winning the rest 5 games and then ready for sports. But I don't really see Man City dropping any points against Brighton, even though it's away, Forest, even though it's away. If it were away against Wolves, I would have expected something to happen, but it's not. It's home. It's at the Etihad, and because of that, I would give it to Manchester City to take this match from 3 points from it. And looking at Fulham is a bit of mix of this and that, but then they are playing against the Giants of the Premier League, so I expect them to drop points. And for West Ham, it's quite easy for us. A home game. So aside the sports game, I really do not see anything different or difficult for
Manchester City there, they have 6 matches to actually play now. And you look at away games 4, and they have 2 home. Well, football can be very dicey. 73 points they have topping the Premier League there. Let's look at Arsenal, the second on the table. Also, who will be fighting out against Wolverhampton Wanderers in an away game. Chelsea at home, Spurs away, Bournemouth away, home rather. Manchester United, they play away at Old Trafford, and they be at home against Everton. And they have 71 points. Joe, another tough one.
I'm sure you'd agree with me that among the top 3, being Man City, Liverpool, and Arsenal have the toughest games remaining, because it's not going to be easy against Wolves, even though I expect them to nick a goal and get just the 3 points. And it's never easy against Chelsea home or away. Neither is it ever easy against Spurs, especially away. Now you look at those games, Chelsea, Spurs, and Manchester United. Arsenal have a history of playing the good game against Manchester but losing most of the time. So for me, it's really not looking good. It's really, really not looking good. The boys would have to show they can do it. They would have to show good mentality and prove everybody wrong. But can they do it? We'll wait to see.
Well, really a big one, because the way it is right now, 3 home games and 3 away games for the Gunners. Can they hold it? It seems Jose is already afraid by saying he's not sure. Okay, let's look at Liverpool. Liverpool, the 3rd team on the log, also 71 points. They have so many away matches, 4 of them against Fulham, against Everton, West Ham, Aston Villa. At home, they play against Spurs and Wolverhampton Wanderers. Wolves seems to be in the game for almost all the teams, Joseph.
Yeah, Wolves is in the game for almost all the teams. And Wolves is actually on a good run. They have been doing quite well recently, but they are absolutely beatable by the 3 teams. So I'm not really looking at them and thinking they are the problem. For me, the problem for Liverpool is Everton. They are neighbors. They are arch rivals. That's the problem. And it's going to be away. It's going to happen at the Goodison Park, which is going to be very, very, very difficult for Liverpool. If they can surpass that, then I'm sure they can surpass the first test. But aside that, I do not see Aston Villa stopping them. I do not see Wolves or Fulham stopping Liverpool. It's going to be a competitive league this year. The whole thing will run down to the wire. You probably will see the winner the last or second to the last game. That's when we get to find out who wins the Premier League. What a wonderful season.
Well, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Manchester City, we just roll out their last 6 matches. They'll be playing both home and away. It's not an easy one for either of the teams, but anything can happen. It's still open. They're all fighting to see how they can stay top, and we'll see who stays. Or is it the Citizens, the Gunners, or the team that never walk in, what they call the Coast, Liverpool there. Just to take you around those stories that has to do with Premier League. But right now, we look at the biggest one for this weekend. It has to be El-Classico between Real Madrid and Barcelona. It's always a tough one across the globe, because at least, if not the most watched game across the globe after the World Cup finals, really, El-Clasico can be so intriguing between the 2 teams. Real Madrid versus Barcelona. It will be coming up on Sunday. And all the fans are battle ready. Madristas, the Blaugranas as they call them, are all battle ready concerning this game. But right now, we'll be looking at our focus is on El-Clasico. Real Madrid versus Barcelona coming up this weekend. Let's have the focus there quickly before we also, by the time we come back, because we're going on a short break to let you have a feel of Real versus Barcelona, a clip. By the time we come back, we open the phone line. That's after Joseph might have made some point concerning this particular match. Let's have this. for Jude Bellingham. Well, Real Madrid, Barcelona for this weekend. We'll be looking at that. Joseph, a big match coming up, El-Classico, Real versus Barcelona. Always an intriguing one. We are with you, and also opening the phone line. You can join us on the show by making your point. Please, when you are calling, tell us your name and your location so that we can have you clearly. And please stay away from your TV set while you are trying to talk to us. Right now, Joe, let's talk about this game where we're expecting some callers to actually call in on the show. Real Madrid, Barcelona. We know how big it is across the globe. Despite the fact that Messi and Ronaldo left those clubs, it's still very, very huge. For this weekend, who are you pitching your tent with?
Yeah, before I say who I pitch my tent with, I really would say yes, this is the biggest club football game ever the world has ever witnessed. Even before the era of Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi, we've had different eras. Zidane, Rivaldo era, and all those eras. So it's really amazing and an enjoyable game of football. As for who is going to come out to talk of this game tomorrow, I really do not want to stand by Real Madrid, even though all pointers, points to them. The reason why I do not want to do that is because Barcelona have all lost everything, I would say. This is the only chance they have to salvage their season. And they have come to Santiago Bernabeu and won games before. I've seen them do that, even scoring up to 4 goals. So you really cannot exactly count them down. If you look at their performance in the league right now, you will see that they are on a winning streak and they are not conceding goals. However, Real Madrid are conceding goals, and Real Madrid may have been tired from the 120 minute games they played against Man City. So it's not going to be very, very easy for Madrid to just come and brush Barcelona out of the game. So I think the match will go down to draw. As far as I'm concerned, there won't be a winner for this particular game because Barcelona really needs to make a point or prove a point or give their fans something to care about.
Joe, just a minute, please. We have a caller. We have a caller who is trying to join us on the show. Good to have you on the show. Hello. Hello, good to have you on Weekend Sports.
Good morning, my name is Ali Mata.
Ali from where?
My name is Ali Mata.
Ali Mata, you're calling from where, please?
I'm calling from Warri.
Warri? How Warri now?
Ayo Mata, not Ali, Ayo Mata.
Ayo Mata, okay. How Warri? Hope Warri not the worry.
From Warri.
I can hear you.
Warri is fine, thank God.
Go ahead. We can hear you. Ayo Mata.
Warri is very fine.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to tell you people something. There's no supremacy between. There's no supremacy between Barcelona and Real Madrid.
Okay. Go on. Please, can you turn down the volume of your TV set, please? Ayo Mata. Turn down the volume of your TV set. Your TV, turn it down. Okay, well, please, if you are calling us, remember to turn down the volume of your TV so that we can hear you clearly. Well, Ayo Mata was calling from Warri there, saying for him, there is no supremacy between the two clubs, Real Madrid, Barcelona. For him, they are actually equal. Well, do you agree with that, Joe?
No, I do not agree. I believe they all may be, supreme clubs, but Real Madrid, of course, topped it up with the highest league, highest Champions League. When it comes to trophy cabinet, you really cannot bring Barcelona and compare to Real Madrid. They are far apart when it comes to trophy cabinet. So even if he had said supremacy, which I was thinking he said no diplomacy, I really cannot compare the two. One is ahead of the other. And in this game that's going to be played on Sunday, it will be proven. But I just do not think that it will be proven enough by Real Madrid.
Okay.
3 points, in that they are at the top already.
Okay, let's have another caller there. Hello, good to have you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, it's still me, Mr. Ayo Mata Uche.
Okay, Ayo Mata Uche, you are back. Let's have you. Continue. Ayumata, we can hear you.
Madrid is always on top ahead of Barcelona, no matter what.
Okay. Are you a Madrid fan?
We are Real Madrid.
Okay, I can see. I see why you are.
We are Real Madrid.
Okay.
And we will continue to be Real Madrid.
Okay.
The crown will always be for Madrid. Barcelona will always come behind.
Okay, good one. And I'm sure some Barcelona fans are ready to also fire you. Ayumata Uche, join us from Warri. Like I said earlier, I hope Warri do they worry. Okay, thank you so much for joining us. Okay, Uche Ayumata there. Well, you can hear that, Joe. It seems it was stylishly coming up by saying there was no supremacy. But right now, it has actually come out clear that Real Madrid are always on top of Barcelona. I'm sure you, as a Gunner, you do want to agree with that. Arsenal are always supporting Barcelona.
I do not have any choice but to agree with that. And the typical Arsenal fan will always support Madrid. Yes, you can see that again. In fact, Real Madrid are the second team which has supported in the game of football, and they have never let me down like my first team always did. And when it comes to supremacy between the two, nobody can argue that. I mean, it's really out of place to argue who is better than Madrid than Barcelona. Like, yeah, we know that they had Messi and they had a rule, but Madrid also had Ronaldo and they had a rule. We remember the days of Zinedine Zidane and a host of them. So a lot of trophies have been won by Real Madrid, and this season I'm sure that La Liga has been won already, even though it's really not really has been won mathematically yet. But after the game on Sunday, even the draw kind of put Madrid in a better chance to finish up the league. So in any case, I just have no choice but to pick Real Madrid ahead of Barcelona.
Well, we've been talking concerning El-Classico. You can still join us. Can still take two more calls before we wrap it up. Well, let's see your reactions concerning this game coming up this weekend. Even though the big two players are no longer there, it's still a hot one. Any day, anytime. El-Classico, Real Madrid versus Barcelona. Who will win this game? We've actually gotten a caller from Warri who joined us, Ayumata Uche. Well, if you're calling it, please stay away from your TV set or turn down the volume of your TV set so that we can hear you clearly. Mention your name and your location. Well, Barcelona, we know that this season with Xavi has not been at their best to some extent, especially in UEFA Champions League. But do you see them turning the table from this El-Classico, Joe?
I really do not see them turning the table to that extent. Yes, they may even go on and win this game, and give their fans something to care about. But then, I really do not see them, doing anything in the La Liga due to the points difference. And the thing is, the Barcelona camp is not exactly at peace right now, considering the comments that were made after the game by Gundogan condemning his playmate Araujo for giving out the penalty. And the response from Araujo and another response from Gundogan coming in again. So it's really not a good camp. Ever since Xavi announced his departure at the end of the season, you could argue that Barcelona's performance has really become better. They never lost a game after that until this Champions League match. So it's really going on well with them. But right now, there's no exactly there's no speed that. There's a bit of a separation between the old veterans and the upcoming players.
Okay, we're talking concerning Real Madrid versus Barcelona. The coach, in the person talking about Real Madrid coach now, Ancelotti. Okay, we have a caller there. Good to have you on the show. Hello, are you there? Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good to have you on Weekend Sports.
This is still Ayumata Uche.
Okay, Uche Ayumata, go ahead.
From Madrid will win 4-0.
What did you say?
Madrid will win 4-0.
4-0. Okay.
Yes, 4-0.
You can hear that, Joe.
We are going for the double.
Seriously, 4-0, 4-0 drubbing. Okay, we wait to see. Joseph, you are laughing.
Up Madrid, up Galacticos.
do you agree with him anyway, Joe?
That's what you hear when you meet a diehard Madrid fan, and he just comes up and he just 4-0 to Madrid just like that. You think Barcelona is going to come to Bernabeu to just come and watch the game or what? They are not coming to us. They're not good. There's nothing like 4-0. Yes, Madrid may win the game. On paper, they should win the game. Nobody will be surprised if they win the game, but it's not really going to be easy. And going for the double, I'm not going to argue that. I wish Madrid the best when it comes to going for the double, but winning this game 4-0, it's really not going to be easy because Barcelona are coming out there to die before that game.
Uche Ayumata, can you hear that? He says for him, it's not going to be easy for them to beat Barcelona 4-0 tomorrow on Sunday. And you say it's going to be 4-0. Maybe I should turn both of you to Octopus. Let's see who predicts right mostly. Well, Ayumata Uche from Warri there. Well, he's really been consistent concerning his club, believing so much in the Los Merengues that they are going to win this game. In fact, he mentioned 4-0, but we wait to see what will happen. But seriously, a big one coming up. A huge match between the two teams, always an interesting match anytime they meet themselves. But can they win 4-0? Anything can happen, you never can tell. I just hope that it will be a return of the match against them. That's the Barcelona scoring the 4 goals. Well, for Ayumata Uche, we appreciate you for joining us from Warri there. But our time is almost running up. But one more time, Joe, if you look at this game, I was about talking about the experience of Ancelotti versus Xavi, the manager of the two teams. If experience is actually going to be counted for between the two coaches, I'm sure you want to look at Ancelotti, but at times it may not just work that way. But to some extent, you want to agree that Ancelotti has gotten more and more experience than Xavi.
As far as I'm concerned, Ancelotti is the best coach in the world, not Pep Guardiola. Ancelotti have won leagues in different countries, have done things that no one else has done among all the coaches that is right now in the So really, when it comes to experience, there's a big disparity between him and Xavi. But then sometimes, like you said, games do not go according to plan, and you are only but a coach. You are not the one playing and actually executing the instructions on the pitch. So things can really go fast against you. When it comes to experience, I mean, there's nobody that is near Carlo Ancelotti.
Okay, well, from the way it is now, we know that experience has really counted so much for Ancelotti, and he has really done it for himself right now. Well, we just have to go now because our time is up. But really, we appreciate Uche Ayumata joining us from Warri, Delta State, to make his own point concerning Real Madrid, that are going to win by 4-0. And for Joseph Peter, we appreciate you for joining us from Lagos. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Okay. Right now, before we go, to let you know that a Nigerian, Tunde Onokoya, has done well for himself and also for Nigeria by breaking the record of a longest time playing chess over there in New York, Times Square precisely, by actually playing chess for 58 hours non-stop to raise funds for the younger ones out there who are underprivileged. We congratulate him and the entire Nigeria. Well, as it is, I'm Adeniyi Ajishafe. As we always say, that sport is business and business. Have a splendid weekend, and thanks for watching.